All of these signs, reports, and indications that Donald Trump's team is at least concerned about a possible indictment in the DOJ classified documents case. That doesn't mean they've given up. That doesn't mean it's inevitable. We are not reporting on a future possibility. We are reporting on a current set of concerns. And let me walk you through it. If indicted, Donald Trump would be the first ever person who served in the White House to be indicted for a federal crime. Now, here's what's brand new, and we've never reported this before. Our cameras caught Trump's legal team going into DOJ in Washington today, and we got footage of them leaving. They spent roughly 2 hours inside, and wait till you hear who they met with. I will not make you wait longer than this. This wasn't some routine catch-up. We have reporting that they sat down face-to-face in a very rare showdown with the man who's been leading this high-profile investigation of Donald Trump. They sat down with special counsel Jack Smith himself, along with another career prosecutor. Now, how big a deal is this? Well, as far as we know, it's the first time this has ever happened. Jack Smith, who's been on the job, quietly working, has never, in any manner that has leaked or been reported, met with Donald Trump's lawyers. He was appointed in November, over half a year ago. The meeting comes after Trump and the lawyers have been on an even louder than usual attack of DOJ. They allege a kind of misconduct. They may be trying to seed the ground for that argument at trial, again, if there were to be an indictment. This face-to-face showdown comes after the feds secured, according to these reports that we actually recently discussed with a Trump lawyer, a recording of Donald Trump himself saying incriminating things. They also have gone through all the witnesses. Reporting from the Wall Street Journal, which is part of Rupert Murdoch's empire, is that the probe is, quote, all but wrapped up. Now, Trump's attorneys had one focus that we know about. They argued against the indictment of Trump. And by the way, they have every right to make that case, including if they have evidence or information to strengthen the idea that DOJ has moved too quickly or relied on the wrong evidence. With this movement, though, the federal grand jury is also expected to meet again this week. So that would be to hear evidence. There has been some lull in activity. Meanwhile, the feds have reportedly gathered more and more evidence, that audio of Donald Trump himself about basically having a classified document that would go to criminal intent, as well as reports about new recordings from one of Trump's top lawyers. That's Evan Corcoran. Now, he became a witness in this case. You may recall, and granted, there's been more than one issue with lawyers, but he was the one that the feds basically forced under oath, which is unusual, and had to testify before the grand jury because the DOJ had, they said, at least probable cause that there was a crime going on. And you may have heard this by now because it's become a more common term in the recent news era, what is called the crime fraud exception. That means your lawyer is usually out of bounds, because whatever you say to your lawyer is privileged, and you get to keep that privilege unless, the one big exception, there's a few others, but the big one is if you're trying to commit a crime together. Now, there was a New York Times story that just dropped that added more context to all this. I'm going to read you exactly what the Times describes as voice notes recorded by that lawyer I just mentioned. Quote, in complete sentences and a narrative tone that sounded as if it had been ripped from a novel, Mr. Corcoran recounted in detail a nearly month-long period of this, referring to the Trump documents investigation. According to a description of the recorded notes, Trump asked Corcoran if he had to comply with the subpoena. Corcoran said he did. Then the Times goes on to give context. Quote, the level of detail in the recording, again by this lawyer, is said to have angered and unnerved close aides to Trump who are worried it contains direct quotes from sensitive conversations. Now, this is one of those big stories, credit to the Times for breaking it, that tells you this is a lot more than what we knew before, that this lawyer had been dragged in to testify, where he can say all kinds of things, including, I don't see it that way. I don't remember it that way. I didn't take it as an illegal order. That's his testimony or defense of his client. But here you have a contemporaneous voice note. Only he knows why he made it. One possibility is that he made it to protect not his client, but himself, if he thinks that there were things that were on the line or that, like John Dean, they were going to make him a fall guy. As for Donald Trump, he is saying, how can DOJ possibly charge me, who did nothing wrong? Greatest witch hunt of all time. Now, Jack Smith has the evidence. He apparently has the kind of evidence that you don't usually hear, like a lawyer's contemporaneous voice note. Indeed, you go back a couple decades, it wasn't as easy to just make those kind of notes on your phone. He also apparently has the Trump team concerned, and that's why today's meeting is important. I always try to level with you about what we know and don't know. We don't know everything that was said in that meeting. We don't know if they agreed to meet again. We don't know if Jack Smith as a fair prosecutor, heard something in that meeting today and decided to go check it out or run it down. In other words, when you see internet speculation that we are on the verge of something, well, we just don't know that yet. What we do know is that Donald Trump was clamoring for a meeting with Attorney General Garland. That would be unusual. We know that today the DOJ rejected that. They basically said no, and they made Smith, for the very first time, available. Why have such a big face-to-face showdown? How much time is left? And why is the Trump team clearly so concerned?